Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Woo, this is the first time I've been on a stream where I'm actually a little nervous, but it's good. It's good. I want to say what's up to everybody. Kurt24 with you're the first person here, brother, almost every time, you and Safeline. So you, sir, earn yourself a crisp high five. Congratulations. We got Flying Rich. We got Band Talk. Zero F's given. Ting Ting. What's up, brothers and sisters? Shooting Gallery New England with a great channel. Check him out. Joe Morris, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Safe Line Live, there he is, because the emojis never show up on on desktop. Corn Pop, I spent most of the day with you guys watching this craziness in Congress, but that's a whole another conversation. Chamber Defense, good to see you. Toy Town Inc. And Opie, good to see you. See, we got so many people up in here now. It's hard to hit everybody. Man Against the Masses, all you guys, man, it's great to see you. And Jose Romero. I don't idolize the YouTubers I watch. Well, maybe Dark. He's my hero. Thank you, Man Against the Masses. I love you too. Jeff Cron, look at all these channel members. Sunny, what's up, man? Crypto, what up? You guys like that little bit of music in there? Put some lo-fi, All right, so let's get this started. Oh, I'm sorry, Martin Kaminsky. Oh, Connie, look at that freakish thing. Andy, man, this is beautiful. Almost 50 people in here, and we just started it. This is great. And Flying Rich, hold tight, Flying Rich. I'm gonna go ahead and bring in the guests, and then we'll honor your super chat, my friend. Thank you. First, what will there be a redneck lightning round? There may be, only for you because I love you. Flying Rich, thank you for the super chat, and I'm sure you're going to get a laugh out of Eric for that one. So, what I'd like to do is start by introducing our esteemed guest, which all of you, I'm sure, are as excited as I am. Eric with Iraq Veteran 8888. 888888. Boom.
Howdy.
What's up, brother? How are you?
I'm good.
Good,
Yeah,
man.
had to drop the redneck commentary right at the beginning.
Yeah, man.
Look, the thing is, though, everybody wants to talk smack about rednecks until it's time to do goon stuff.
Man,
coming real handy for that.
I was talking to Rich actually before you went on the John Crump live show, and he was like, "Oh, I want to do a redneck lightning round," and I was like, "Well, you may want to check to see if it's appropriate to say redneck, or he may prefer like there's like a redneck hillbilly kind of thing. I don't know. What do you have a preference? Is one offensive to you?
You can call me whatever the heck you want. Just don't call me late for dinner, and we're good. Redneck, hillbilly, I'm cool. You can't offend me. I got some pretty thick skin, man.
Yeah,
it don't bother me. So
yeah,
I'm good. Tell me what you want. That's fine.
Yeah. I kind of, even though, I'm not like super country or anything, the area that I grew up in is actually pretty urban. I don't know, like when I think of a redneck, I actually think of somebody who is super like, handy, who can do anything with duct tape and some oil. I don't know. I kind of look highly upon rednecks. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just a little different, but you got everybody in the comments saying, "What up, 888888?" We got Ting Ting, Boom Thumb McBangy Hand, which is a very cool name. Everybody is saying what's up to you, so I'm sure you don't necessarily need to be introduced, but if you could, Eric, let the people know who you are, what you do, and where they can find you.
Corn Pop's Revenge. That's hilarious.
Yeah,
I love it.
He's a regular here.
All right. Well, we got started with this YouTube channel about 14 years ago, and I was a redneck with a camera, and I'm still a redneck with a camera. And at some point, we figured out how to upload videos on YouTube, and then it kind of became a thing. So here we are.
2008.
Yep.
2008.
It's just really that simple. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason. It just is what it is. It's just chaos.
And
Some
since
dudes
the
with a camera.
beginning, it's been you, Chad. Like how did this is what I was always kind of curious about. Like how did like Moss Pawn and Gun and you like kind of explain that? I was always curious about how everything kind of worked out.
Right. So Chad and I went to high school together, and I know this is going to sound really nerdy. We used to hang out in the band room and talk about music theory and guitar and all kind of random stuff. He plays bass, I play guitar, and we were really into music. And at one
Yeah,
point, we were in jazz combo, and I used to come in the music room, hang out. And it turns out, of course, we were both really into guns. And once we figured out how much we like guns, we used to get together and shoot all the time at his family's property over here. And
nice.
we started filming videos and put them on the internet. And there was no rhyme or reason. It was just us being nerds, just doing some stupid, just having fun, whatever, just being stupid.
Yeah,
And then we had along there for a good while, and that was cool. Doing a lot of shooting, and we were just sort of documenting things we already happened to be doing. That was kind of
yeah,
the idea. And then I think where Moss came along is at one point I went to work for Moss. I've known the Moss family a long time, and they've always been good people. I've been going into Moss ever since I was, gosh, a little turd, little shit leg, and look, ever since I was a little kid, I've always known the Moss family, and I took a job at Moss. I love selling guns, and I always enjoyed like the challenge of helping people out behind the counter and really getting people the solution that they need. And there was something about being involved in that freedom, the freedom community. I mean, when we sell guns to people, we're putting freedom in their hands. This is a lot
yeah,
more than just selling watches or makeup or any other commodity. I mean, guns
yeah,
are a freedom commodity, and something about that always intrigued me, where I could help people get the solution they needed. And that's when I started to work for Moss. Obviously, Barry and I had been friends for years before the channel. I knew
yeah, yeah.
Barry for almost a decade before we ever made the first YouTube video together.
Oh wow.
And then when we were together more often, hanging out at the store behind the counter, we started firing off these videos, and it kind of became a thing,
Yeah. Now you and Chad both work there, or were you?
No, no. So in the early days of Moss, Chad was still working over at Home Depot.
Oh
Yeah,
snap!
those are the early days. The
I could
early
picture him
days,
wearing an
and
orange
Chad
apron.
was still helping us out with a lot of the filming back then, the photography and editing. So he's always been an integral part of the channel, even since day one.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
yeah, after Barry passed away, Chad was like, "Hey, well, if you need someone to step in and be the co-host for Gun Gripes, I'll do it." And of course, I mean, he's the perfect person for that.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I think you guys are kind of a great, little duo. I know, a lot of folks, just like anything else, you get some folks that are like, I love Eric, I hate Chad. I love Chad, I hate Eric, and I just don't understand why people can't come together and like just love the message, just love the proliferation of the signal, the fact that you're getting freedom, information of independence and all that out there. Just like you said about about selling guns, right? Like I worked at an FFL for about 5 years. Initially, I was like, I'm just going to do it for the discount, and it was a great discount. But you're right. There's something that is like so special about like just disseminating freedom, all over the place. It's important and kind of honing into specifically like what their needs are, and then your little bit of experience and knowledge and trial and error, being able to give them exactly what they need. It's cool shit, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally. And especially when like we've been running the YouTube channel now for almost 15 years. And the one that really trips me out a lot is when we have people that'll message me. Like I might get somebody shout out to me on Twitter or whatever, and they'll go, "Hey, started watching your videos when I was 10 years old, and now I'm married with a kid." And it's like, "Hey, you guys come a long way from the high point suit." And I'm thinking, wow, man, you were a little kid. Like you're a 10-year-old when you're watching my channel. This is
yeah,
so freaking cool, man.
that's crazy. Dude,
Yeah.
we talked about this the other day, like whether you're, kind of a brand new shooter or a super experienced shooter, your channel is it's attracting to everyone, whether it's like, searching for the confirmation bias or looking to whatever it may be. But I've learned so much from your channel, just being a viewer myself, like the fact that like I now know when a gas tube blows out of an AR under, full auto sustained fire, like 8 to 850 ish, right? 800, 850 rounds, something like that.
Yeah.
And I can't always torch 1,000 rounds through an M16. So the fact that you can do that for me is so helpful.
Yeah. I mean, the special thing about YouTube is it's all peer to peer. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm making videos for other people. I make the videos for my viewers to enjoy. And if my viewers say, "Hey, this is what I want to see," and there's a way I can potentially accommodate it, then absolutely. I love hearing feedback from people. All right, think about it. How many mainstream Hollywood fancy pants movie studios do you know of that you can go, that scene I didn't like. Could you do it different? Like we
Yeah.
work for our viewers, and I think that there's a certain validity in that we really try to accommodate our viewers is what really is the most important to me because I mean at the end of the day I work for my dang viewers. I mean if it weren't for the
Yeah.
people that watch my channel, I'd just be just some dude. I mean I'm just a regular dude, but the fact that people like what we're putting down, it means a lot to me. And after all these years, 15 years in, people are still watching, still clicking. So hey, you know what? As long as people keep watching, I'll keep making the dang videos. So
Oh yeah, man.
keep watching, I'll keep making them.
That's awesome. And Flying Rich out there, thank you, brother, for another super chat. He says, I want to see tanks running over things. Is that a possibility, you think?
Yeah, we can head out to drive tanks, and those guys can take care of us over there. Uh, Brent and Glenn and the whole crew over at Drive Tanks Ox Ranch, really good people. So we could certainly accommodate that. They've got a Leopard, I think. Yeah, and
Nice.
it's a freaking fast tank. So maybe I could convince them to let us run some stuff over.
Hell yeah. How fast do those things go?
About 55 miles an hour.
Dang,
Yeah,
it's a
I
highway
think I think
girl.
the Leopard will go almost 60. It's like one of the fastest tanks there is.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, they're quick. And if you know about tank speeds, 60 miles an hour is moving, man.
Oh yeah, that's
That's a
trucking.
fast tank.
Yeah,
You know.
that's super fast for a tank, especially
Oh
looking
yeah,
back.
it feels like you're going the speed of light when you're in something that big.
Yeah.
Sure.
Now, so going back a little bit, so you were working at Moss, you're doing sales, and you guys would. It sounds like because I always thought like, oh, maybe you and Chad work there together, and and Barry and you guys just kind of throw on a camera and start a video. But it sounds like you kind of had to kind of be like intentional about it and actually like call Chad, get him to take the orange apron off from Home Depot, and come out and then all do a video together. And like from there, like when did the channel like really start to take off and get traction?
Well, I would say that in those early days when a lot of those early videos where it's me and Barry and Chad and sometimes Ray and all of us just hanging out and filming, and it has this looking back on those videos, it's kind of random because it's got a different vibe to it than the stuff we're making now. Which I'm
Yeah,
not saying what we're doing now isn't fun. It is, but there's something very, very genuine about God. Like literally, we were just getting together on the weekends and shooting and filming videos, like in our
yeah,
spare time. This was not our, full job or anything. This was just something we were doing for fun.
yeah,
And yeah, Chad would take the day off. We would all try to, uh, you know, get together and film, and it was a lot of fun. We would always come up with crazy ideas, and Moss was very helpful and helping us out with different tools of the trade to get out there and do our thing. And of course, having access to the gun store was nice because we have all the cool stuff to show off. And heck, I'm sure they were very happy to have an influx of customers and good viewership on the channel, which helped Moss grow as a business. So that's cool. I would say probably when things started to get pretty big on the channel, I think it was when we dropped that Mall Ninja video. The AR, the Mall Ninja AR, because that thing has got a freakish amount of views. It's like 45 million views or some crazy shit. Like, oh yeah, 45. Like, pull it up. I don't know. It's a lot of views. It's a lot. Hang on, I'm gonna look.
Yeah,
I want to know.
That's crazy. I remember that. That God, that had to be a decade ago.
This video is literally a meme. It just kind of is. Let me see.
And I'm sure that's what your intention was.
I mean, we're just out there doing our thing. We're just dudes with cameras, having fun, shooting guns.
Yeah.
It just, there was never any rhyme or reason to it. There didn't have to be any rhyme or reason. Sometimes you don't have a reason to do anything. It's just because you can.
So
there's any other justification.
A lot of people in the chat have been referencing the meltdowns. The meltdowns are like, I'm sure they're gold, like as far as people like viewership and whatnot. But everybody's going crazy over the meltdowns, and I do too. Anytime I see a meltdown come, I jump on that shit. I watch it right away.
They're popular videos, and as you can imagine, with the price of ammo, we probably have not been filming as many as we really want to. And I'll give you, so since you guys are fans of meltdowns, I'll tell you a little story in a minute. First, I want to answer this question here. You got a super chat from Shooting Gallery NE Northeast. He's asking if you still have the 500 line ball revolver. That is not my revolver. That revolver belongs to Ray Vaughn up at Moss Pond there. That's his personal gun. And he still has it. And that thing is an absolute fire breather. It is an awesome revolver. Really heavy pills, heavy pressure. I mean, it's large and in charge. I actually was wanting to pick up one of those Bighorns in 500 Magnum, the lever action in 500 Magnum.
Yeah.
Always thought that'd be cool to have a 500 mag running out of a 16-inch barrel.
Yeah.
Talk about some power.
My buddy
has a threaded muzzle and put one of those Bowers Verse 50s on it.
Yeah.
The cal can and then the 500 Magnum.
Yeah.
That's one of my projects for sure.
My buddy has a handy rifle. I don't know if it was custom done or what, but it was a 500 Smith & Wesson threaded. And he threw a can on it. It's cool as shit. But so Shooting Gallery New England, thank you for the super chat, brother. I appreciate it. And Eric, Shooting Gallery New England also has a channel. He does a podcast. It's called Shooting in the Woods. And that would be a great, I can connect you guys. That'd be a great place to hop on as well.
Sure. Love to. Anytime.
And M. Pugo, $10 super chat. Thank you, brother. When are you going to do a Mosin Nagant meltdown video?
All right. So this question, this is perfect question because this will allow me to segue into the little backstory I was going to tell you about some of the meltdown videos.
Yeah.
All right. So this goes no further than this particular video. Okay. I don't want, well, I guess it's out there, but here's the thing. Not every meltdown has been published on YouTube.
Ooh.
Yeah. There's a few that were like, they did so like miserably bad and terrible that I kind of felt like, sometimes
it wouldn't be fair to the manufacturer.
Well, look, here's the thing. I mean, they made the dang thing. It ain't my fault, right? If someone made it and it didn't work right. I think what the problem is like usually if it was some type of a minor little issue, like for instance, and we are going to get to this question because I'm segueing into that.
Yeah.
But let's say that, for instance, there was some weird failure that we really weren't expecting. No one was expecting. Like the manufacturer wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting. So sometimes we'll go back to the drawing board. We have had a meltdown not go too well, and then we go, all right. So we posted that first AK meltdown, the one that didn't do very well. We had that stamped Century gun with the barrel that wasn't heat treated and all. Yeah. And of course, it only took like 250 rounds to kill it. Remember?
Yeah.
And for those of you that watch the meltdowns, that first AK was kind of lackluster. So after that one, we were kind of like, man, if something really freaking effed up happens again, we might go back to the drawing board and try to reshoot the video. Now, all right, getting to this question. He's asking, hey, when are you going to do a Mosin and Gantt meltdown? Well, I know he's being funny, but we've had so many people ask us, hey, do some type of a meltdown or crazy torture test video on like military rifles, such as Mosin or an M1 Garand or AK or AR, whatever.
Or
I mean,
like
like
a
meltdown on
03.
gun's one thing, but the question that you would pose is, can you put enough rounds through a bolt gun to get the barrel so hot that the stock will catch on fire and it'll go crazy? I mean, that's a lot of volume. Now, granted, it loads a lot slower being a bolt gun.
Yeah.
We've wanted to test it. So that's a valid question. Who knows? Maybe in the future we will. We'll do that and just see. Like, I'm talking crack open like 5 Tims of ammo and not load with stripper clips, just load around in the chamber and shoot and just load it single shot.
Just breech
until
loaded.
something starts happening.
Hell yeah.
So maybe we'll do that. I've got a couple of turd Mosins that we can sacrifice to the Mosin gods, and maybe we'll see.
Hell yeah. He actually said, put it in an Archangel stock with the 10-round detachable mags.
True.
Not a bad idea. So there may be a Mosin meltdown in the future. That's cool.
Yeah, we probably want to keep it in the standard wood stock though, so that way if we get some gorgeous fire going on, we'll burn that wood to nothing. That might be cooler than watching plastic melt.
Cook it.
Yeah.
Come out in PLA, 3D, a bunch of you guys. I saw you guys come in. Shout out to y'all. Love y'all. So thinking of the meltdowns that weren't published, is there any kind of hint that you could throw out that wouldn't necessarily, defame anybody, but may give us an idea?
Well, let's just say that out of the ones that haven't been released yet, we are going to be probably revisiting those, and some of the things that we wound up discovering in terms of potential problems, it actually ended up working out good because the manufacturer went back to the drawing board and corrected some of the issues.
Oh,
so
wow.
That's kind of cool. So we're discovering little gremlins and little issues that are, that could potentially be a little bit of a bug. So we've got a few things in the works. I don't want to spoil anything yet.
Yeah.
But you might see a P90 at some point.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. We've got a machine gun, P90. It's a postie, but it runs great. So I'd like to do a P90. It's just, oh my gosh, if I ruin that, that's like a $5,000 gun. Like,
oh yeah,
well, not the posties are still expensive. I mean, because those packs these days, those great packs are like $1,200. I'm not worried about messing up the pack.
Yeah, but it's the rest of the gun that's.
Yeah, I think that freaking P90 would go a long time, man.
I agree, and that's like, so for all you guys out there that may not know, we got nearly 100 people in here now, which is awesome. 85, because you guys will audit my words. So notice how he said a P90 and not a PS90. So I'm hoping most of you guys understand, but the PS90 is the civilian version, which is semi-auto, and the P90 is the, and by him saying postie, he's referring to a post-sample machine gun, being 702. You don't need to worry about getting a pre-86 transferable machine gun. For all you folks out there. And Corn Pops Revenge, thank you. Wow, for $20 super chat. Thank you, brother. He says, question for Eric. Top 3 bucket list NFA guns / destructive devices you would own, both in the current market and if the Hughes Amendment was repealed. Wow, interesting question.
Okay. So we're going to roll a little top 3 action into this thing. Okay, I'm normally a top 5 kind of guy, but hey, when in Rome,
true. Yeah,
that's fine. We can do 3.
Top 5 with a wild card.
Okay, all right, fine.
No, we could do 3 with a wild card. It's up to you.
What are my bucket list NFA stuff? I would say I am a huge fan of the Swedish K. machine gun. I really love the Swedish K. I think it's a fantastic gun. You got to get the 50-round coffin mags, though. They're epic. They're
Hell
awesome.
yes.
I love the Swedish K. Absolutely one of my favorite guns. Maudeus. I was a Maudeus gunner. So I have to have Maudeus. And so this last weekend, I actually got to shoot a Maudeus. I ran a whole 100-round belt out of a Maudeus out
Yes.
in Nevada. Went out to Pro Gun Vegas. I was out there for the GOA 2A rally in Nevada at Pro Gun Vegas, and
Hell yeah.
and I was like, "You got the Maudeus set up out there?" And they were like, "Yeah, you want to run it?" Well, they made me buy the ammo, but they did give me a discount. I was like, you know what? Screw it. I want to run a 100-round belt out of this son of a bitch, and I did, and it ran great. So the Maudeus is definitely one I like. I like the Swedish K, and then I have to say probably the Lottie or the Solothurn. I like anti-tank guns. So even though the Solothurn is a destructive device, I mean it's 20 millimeter.
Yeah.
I mean, what's not to like about that?
Ooh,
And then
yeah.
I would have to say now, all right, we have a wild card. So there's my top 3 bucket list NFA. I would say the wild card. I know it's going to sound random to some of y'all, but I've always wanted to own one of those 8-gauge kiln guns.
8-gauge.
It's on the tripod. You ever seen them?
No.
So they have 2.5-ounce slugs. They're zinc slugs.
What?
So these 8 gauges, yeah. So you load it in the breech and they shoot them up into the freaking foundry, like the molds or whatever, to break all the slag and stuff up inside the foundries. Where they get real hot.
Oh my
There's
God.
really no effective way to break up all that slag. So they shoot slugs up into the dang things and break all the slag up.
I'm actually
But I always thought it'd
looking
be
at it
cool
right
to
now.
just shoot them at things and just have an 8-gauge kiln gun just to destroy things with, just for fun. I mean, gosh, we're all having fun here, right?
Yeah,
I mean, why
right?
not? And I always wanted to build an 8-gauge single shot.
Ooh, that'd be badass.
Yeah,
So
it's
that'd
hard to
be
find 8-gauge barrels. That's the
that'd
issue.
be a destructive device, right?
Yeah, technically they are. And
Now,
look, like we know people. Like I contacted Winchester. Winchester makes a kiln gun, and so does
mhm,
Remington. You can see the Master Blaster there. Yeah,
yeah.
Remington makes a kiln gun. So who knows? Maybe I may not get to own one, but who knows? Maybe we'll do a video on it though. I might be able to procure one for us to show off on the channel, but at least we can borrow one.
That's badass, man. And Montana, thank you, brother. Appreciate the super chat as well. I wish I could
Awesome.
stay longer, but I'm painting my house right now. I love y'all. Love you too, brother.
Have a good one, man. Don't paint
So
an ugly color.
yeah, right. So okay, with a 20 millimeter or something of the like, the firearm itself is a destructive device. Is each round a destructive device, or only if it's like an HE round?
Well, so I think there's a big difference between buying surplus ammo and producing new made ammo. So like,
Okay.
all right, when I shot 20 millimeter for the first time, I remember it like it was yesterday. Ira Sellers, anybody know the name Ira Sellers? That ring a bell to any of you? Well, remember Sons of Guns and all, and anytime they would deal with some crazy thing like an artillery piece or something, they'd bring in Ira. Remember that on the show? Anybody familiar with the show, Sons of Guns? Well, they would bring
I
in
do
Ira
remember something.
Sellers, and he is a heavy weapons expert. So that's a real thing. Like he knows about tanks and artillery and deck guns, and that's his specialty is big bore uh, destructive devices. That's his thing. He brought a 20 millimeter Solothurn out, and he
Mm,
had a bunch of original like Nazi mark 20 millimeter Solothurn ammo. Now that ammo had some awesome projectiles in it. Whatever those projectiles were, it cut through the freaking steel like butter. It was awesome.
dang.
So the big issue is, how are we talking about, yeah, to just buy surplus ammo is one thing. But
Mhm.
to make a modern projectile that can deliver that kind of goods is another story. You'd probably have to get a manufacturer involved because I think they do have a a mild explosive in them.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. So
Damn.
it's like if it's over a certain amount of compound, like explosive compound that's going to go in the projectile, once it gets over that weight threshold, you're supposed to have them produced by an explosive manufacturer.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
But
my
which we are going, this doesn't, well, I don't want to get too far, put the cart ahead of the horse, so to speak, but we are going to be getting our explosives license as well. So we will be able to, we're going to eventually do some cool stuff with explosives as well.
if you ever need any recipes, you let me know. Energetics is something that we focus on quite a bit here. You know, like I don't know, something. Of course, only in legal fashions.
Academic purposes.
Exactly, yeah. And I mean, it is, you know, just everyone out there, make sure you follow all, you know, federal, state, local laws, rules, regulations, restrictions, and sanctions, and all that stuff. But yeah, something as simple as like you can synthesize RDX out of hexamine, or you know, lots of really cool stuff. And actually, I know we talked a little bit prior to getting on. Dugan is huge. He's very, very intelligent when it comes to energetics. Which part of it is, you know, from like the military background, and which brings me to one of the things I wanted to discuss with you. You're a fellow GWAT guy, right? So tell me a little bit about your service.
Well, I want to quickly mention that I think Dugan is a funny dude, and you're right. He is very, very intelligent. I mean, the few talks that I've had with him, he is such a nice guy. And I tell you, one of the most genuinely awesome human beings in this entire planet. And he's such a nice dude.
Yeah,
And for being a guy that's so capable, he sure is kind about it. And you know, those are the ones you got to watch out for. The ones that'll kill you with kindness. A
yeah,
lot of times they know how to kill you in other ways too. Okay,
yeah,
so you know, nothing wrong with that. But he
yeah,
is a good dude, and I've always thought highly of his channel, and I wish that he would continue making videos because they're highly entertaining. But I do
yeah,
understand some of his health issues he's been going through, and I hope that you know, I wish him the best of luck with it. You
yeah,
know, it's like I guess I'm kind of like one of those quintessential GWAT kids. I mean, like I was one of those kids that watched 9/11 on TV, watched it happen. I say kid. I guess I was probably 17 years old,
mm,
something like that. Maybe 16 years old when the Twin Towers fell.
okay,
You know, there's all this, you know, we get star spangled eyes, like the song says. I
yeah,
mean, you know, you get pissed when you see people trying to hurt your people.
yeah,
And at the time, you know, when you're a young man, you think, well, I'm gonna go do this and all. And I mean, we all do things that when we're young that sometimes later in life we kind of go, wow, that's pretty intense, wasn't it? Right. And
yeah,
I guess I was one of those people, but you know, I didn't want to join, you know, active military or anything like that right out of high school. So I was like, well, I'll join a guard unit, go to basic, see how I like it, do some drills, meet the people. If I like it, I'll stick with it. If not, maybe I'll, you know, hey, if I like it, I'll go, you know, join and be a lifer, you know, go do
yeah,
active duty or whatever and just make an entire career out of it. And just just as soon as, you know, we got out of basic, well, we got orders that we're going to Fort Irwin to go to National Training Center in Fort Irwin, California, and
mhm,
boy, we were shipping out, and that there wasn't no time to make any distinction about well, I'll do active or stay guard or go reserve.
yeah,
For just as soon as I got out of basic, we were shipping right on out.
yeah,
So you know, and I joined a mortar platoon. I was in 11 Charlie, so I went the combat MOS route. And I took the ASVAB. They, you know, they were like, well, we got military intelligence slots. They wanted me to, you know, be one of those number crunchers or whatever. And I
yeah,
don't know. It never appealed to me too much. You know, when you're young, you want to do something adventurous.
yeah. I
You
want
don't want to do no
emphasis.
boring desk job. I mean, in our heads, we think, oh, that's desk work. Nobody wants that.
Yeah,
You want some revenge. You don't
yeah,
get revenge from behind a desk.
yeah,
At least that's the way we were thinking about it, right? I mean, you know, you get to that point where it's just you feel like you need to do something, right? And
yeah,
everybody does things in their own way. you know? I mean, you look at guys, all these dudes out here that have, served 5 tours, 6 tours, 7 tours. I mean, some of these dudes, they've been in the thick of this for a decade, and
Yeah.
I got a lot of respect for those guys, that made a career out of it and that had all that time away from their families and and literally they made a career of that. And I
Hmm.
think highly of those dudes, that really took it all the way. I served my little bit of time and did 1 tour and um, ETS'd out. No, really, not a whole lot magical about it.
Yeah.
Just 1 tour in '05, '06 with a mortar platoon.
Yeah.
Just that was my little exposure to that conflict. I mean, I know. I mean, some dudes, boy, they went over there 4 or 5 times, and big
Yeah.
props
Yeah.
to them, for sure.
Yeah, no, and I think all of us have been impacted in one way or another. Know somebody or knows a family of somebody that was injured or lost their life over there. I had a friend pass away during Operation Red Wing. He was on one of the Chinooks that was shot down, and yeah, I mean when shit like that happens, man, it's just like you know, obviously sadness and rage and yeah, you want to do something and I'm by what you shared, I'm only probably I'm within a couple of years of your age and it's all the same thing. And when I was old enough, I went through what, MEPS, the ASVABs and MEPS and all that, and I was like this close to signing up, and at the last second, I I backed out, and I chose not to, and um, I don't know why. It's just life kind of sends us in different directions, right? But I admire what you did, and I appreciate that.
Everything that you are is a direct result of every decision that you've ever made in your entire life. So if you're happy what you are now, you're happy where you're at now, you can't deny what those decisions did because they made you the person you are now. And
Yeah.
looking back on at this point in my life, I probably regret, doing it.
Mm.
But you know what? Maybe not so much because I'm the person I am now because of it. And honestly, I actually even regret naming my channel after, being related to military service or something because I kind of feel like at this point in my life and everything that I've done. I mean, what one tour back in '05 versus, I mean, look what I've done over the last 15 years. I feel like I've probably done, I had some accomplishments that might carry a little more weight than what I did overseas.
Yeah, I
And
was
look,
telling.
revenge. Revenge, the need to get revenge is also one of the most distinctive and relatable human emotions there is. And I think many of us that joined up around 9/11 uh, just wanted revenge,
Yeah.
nothing more. I mean, looking back on it, I can say
Yeah.
that I just wanted revenge.
Mm.
And that's a
That's some
scary
deep stuff.
thing. What they say, man who seeks revenge needs to dig a grave for the person he's killing and one for himself.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah.
that's true.
That's probably
Revenge
the
can get the
truth.
best of you if you're
Yeah.
not careful.
Even if you survive that journey, it still kills you. You know, up here and here. It's pretty brutal. And I always thought, listening or hearing Iraq veteran 8888. I always thought like, man, it's kind of like what it sounds like to me is, Eric named his channel that as like that was just the email he used to log in, and then shit it blew up, and like now you can't change the channel name.
Yeah,
Is it kind of like that or?
that's correct. I mean, that's exactly what it is. I mean, remember in the early days of the internet, and people are like, "Well, it's skater guy and some numbers, or it's I don't know, makeup girl." I mean, everybody had their it's like whatever
Yeah.
they were, and a few numbers with their zip code. I mean, we didn't know how to assign some anonymous profile on the internet to basically upload a digital version of yourself. that,
Yeah.
that was not a concept back then. It was just people being people. And yeah, I like Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Yeah.
and he was 88. He had just gotten the 88 number at the time. And the rest is history. I mean, and a whole bunch of conspiracy theories and stuff. Okay, he wants to know, Flying Rich wants
Oh
to
yeah.
know, will there be an IV8888 10 millimeter high point? So, all right, look, I'll just quickly give you a little story. Now, I can't substantiate this particular claim, although the events sort of line up in a way that you can't really dispute. So Ray and I had a 10 millimeter reamer, and we are like, you know what? One day we're going to convert a 40 Smith and Wesson high point to 10 millimeter. We're doing
hell
it,
yeah.
and we start looking. We're like, all right, well, so there's this big plastic piece that goes in the back of the magazine. We're like, all right, well, this magazine's big enough to fit 10 millimeter in. And I'm like, wait a minute. I grabbed the pliers, pulled that piece of plastic out, slipped a 10 mil. I'm like, holy crap, it fits perfect. So then we ran a 10 millimeter chamber reamer in there.
Yeah.
And I made a dual captured recoil assembly with 2 springs to give it a little bit of extra spring power.
Nice.
And I went out back and ran a whole mag out of it without even thinking about it. Like, oh, cool, we're on to something here.
Mm-hmm.
So then we went out and did a video on it. And then maybe, I don't know, a couple of months later, maybe 6 months later, High Point released their 10 millimeter after the fact. So I guess they saw that video and they thought, well, why shouldn't we make one?
Yeah, they probably
blow up in his hand.
They probably went back and they're like, hold on for a second, yank out of the magazine.
And in the video, I articulate, I'm like, hey, this is what you got to do. Pull this out. I mean, I explained it. I bet some engineer at High Point went, no, really? And went back there and pulled it out and went, oh. And we were the first one to have a 10 millimeter carbine as well. So the first 10 millimeter High Point pistol and the first 10 millimeter High Point carbine, I actually have both of them still. The first one ever made, even before High Point did it. I did it first. Dang it.
That's baller shit. That's awesome. Zach Carr, yippee-ki-yay, Dilders. Thank you, brother, for the super chat. And I'll give a quick little plug for him. So Zach Carr makes PVC patches, and holy shit, they are literally like the best in the business. He makes our little Blue Chem Light patches, and let me take out my goon beam here, my 85,000 Candela goon beam. They do glow in the dark, and they're literally like the best quality and best price out there. So Toxic Patch Co., Zach Carr, if you need a hookup on patches.
Cool. I got some ideas for patches, so maybe we'll have a chat.
Oh, dude, they're awesome. I'll connect you guys via.
The more offensive, the better.
Or Twitter. Now that I'm on Twitter, I for Eric and you guys, because you guys wouldn't stop asking me, I got on Twitter. So thank you all. Now I am officially in the bathroom stall of the internet. It's great.
Look, people can say what they want, man. I love Twitter. I love it. And I had a Twitter account. I think I joined in like either 08 or 09, kind of early on.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a Twitter account for like 7 years before I even posted a single freaking thing. Like, I just didn't use it. I had it, but I never used it. And then I started posting, and it's like, the rest is history, dude. Like, I love Twitter. It's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I was kind of confused when I first got there, and I was like, am I just supposed to just like shit post, right? Like, because it looks like that's what everyone else is doing, and then they just retweet shit posts, and then and Twitter may be kind of trying to fuel some kind of instigate people. Like, I've noticed a lot of shit that is like exactly the opposite of my values popping up right in front of me, and I'm like, man, are you trying to anger me? I don't get it.
Yeah, there's a lot of bots.
Yeah.
And they really are a platform that they thrive on conflict, because conflict drives interactions, and interactions, what are you going to do? You're going to comment, you're going to share. Someone's going to share a post that says, man, you see what this idiot said, and blah, 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 blah. And then it drives traffic, which drives impressions, which drives whatever ads, I guess, they run. I mean, you see those sponsored tweets that show up in the feed. Those are placed there by some algorithm, ad algorithm or whatever. So it's all about ad revenue for them. I mean, think about it. why does the news talk about all of the random drama that's going on? Why do we need to hear about the Johnny Depp trial, right? I mean, don't get me wrong,
Oh,
Johnny Depp
God.
seems like a nice bloke, but at the end of the day, what does it really matter to me? Well, it matters because people like drama.
Yeah.
So that's why they report on it. And of course, if you saw any of the testimony from Johnny Depp, I mean, some of that's pretty pretty funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
It
they knew what
was.
they were doing. It was a giant entertainment, show. I mean, for them, it was just the entertainment value of Johnny Depp just going nuts. So yeah,
Yeah.
that
And I mean,
people crave drama and discourse,
for
and
sure.
they fuel that
For sure.
conversation for sure.
Totally. And I mean, he was like literally trolling the court in person. Like that was kind of funny. Now I of course was sick of it, because like that I kind of felt like it was like strategically placed to take our minds off of other important things that we should be focusing on, almost like a red herring kind of thing. But we don't have to get too far down the conspiracy thing. We can save that for later.
Like them canceling $6 billion in student debt today.
Oh yeah, and like a lot of things actually went down today, and not only just today,
Yeah,
the last 2 weeks have been really exciting, and even the last few months. I mean, you look at situation like the United States installing a government into a country that's invaded because of our actions, and then we provide lethal aid, stuff like that. But hey,
proxy war, my man.
yeah,
Dude. All right, countries have been fighting proxy wars since the beginning of time. This is nothing new.
yeah,
Nothing new. People have been funding the enemies of their enemies since mankind has existed. Proxy wars are nothing new.
yeah,
Uh,
it's
and,
true.
and then think about it. You know, no matter what you believe about what is going on with the situation, whether Russia's wrong and Ukraine's right, or whatever, right? And when you just strip all that away, there's got to be some reason they want to send all that money over there. It's a giant money laundering operation.
Yeah,
It really is. It's a giant grift. The military industrial complex, our congressmen, they own stocks and bonds and all sort of, they have all kind of financial dealings with these deals that go on behind closed doors, closed bids, no contract, no compete bids.
yeah,
A lot of dirty laundry going on, and it's
man.
all about making money for them.
Yeah, I honestly, a part of me was thinking like, hey, you know what? I would not be surprised if this entire conflict, everything that's going on with, Russia and Ukraine, wasn't started and executed just to hide everything that happened with Burisma and, the basically the way that our politicians have been washing money and collecting checks and, everything from Hunter to, everything that's happened. You know,
I don't trust him as far as I can throw him.
yeah,
I mean, Hunter Biden's going to lie on a 4473, an offense that you or I would get thrown into the brig for,
yeah.
right? And then throw the gun in what, a dumpster behind a school or something?
Well,
Come on.
so technically, based off of the text messages that I've read and going through his hard drive that John Crump and I have, which we're more than happy to share with you if you'd like to review it, um, though it may get you some extra attention. Um, it was his wife that threw the handgun in the dumpster that was within 500 feet of a school, and in that same text message chain. So anything that I say is my opinion only and doesn't reflect Eric or IV8888 or any other. All I'll say is that in that same text message chain, she referenced how she wasn't comfortable with him having and owning a firearm because of his drug usage, and also didn't want him around their daughter anymore because of some things that he was doing that are inappropriate to do around his stepdaughter. So, yeah, you could probably take a guess there. But my apologies. Moving on to some other things. Oh, and a countless number of dick pics. I mean, good God, like it's crazy. That's how I knew
I
that
mean,
John Trump had it when he
look,
sent me a
I could
random.
understand like maybe a dick pic, one.
Yeah,
Like, or the occasional, you get a picture from your wife and it's a little something provocative, but it's not like an entire feed of nothing but that. I mean, come on. People are
yeah,
people, right? That's just
yeah.
come on, man.
So
If you
Anthony
if you got
Smith,
to continuously advertise, it must not be very impressive. That's the way I
yeah,
look at it.
no, he even went out of his way to take a picture with M&Ms on his shaft, but they were mini M&Ms.
Oh, there were
So
many, and I bet there wasn't very many of them either.
yeah, perception, right? So Anthony Smith, Dark, do you really have the hard drive? I don't personally have a copy. I have access to an encrypted something that John Crump made that I can log on to with a code that he generates, and no one else could get on it unless they are specifically designated. Because Crump is crazy with his like OPSEC, like it's nuts. So he don't play. But yes, I have access to that. So if you guys hear one day that, Dark unfortunately commits suicide, he shot himself twice in the back of the head, then you guys know probably that it was it was the hard drive. Um, sorry. So I do have a question of something that I found kind of looking into a little bit. Um, there was a time when I forget exactly when it was, but you'd been on a show or two. Is that right?
Mhm.
And one of them you were featured on was Ted Nugent's show, and out of that spun the creation of a. So tell me about what was created after that point.
Prepper Hillbillies.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
So Discovery came in, and it was a subsidiary of Discovery. What is that subsidiary of Discovery? Anyway, I digress. Discovery Channel, for the purposes of the story, it's Discovery, and they're like, hey, we want to do this. This prepping thing is kind of a thing. We see it's got a great community, and we want to do this Prepper Hillbilly show. And basically, the whole idea is we filmed a pilot. It ended up being like 8 episodes or something like that, maybe 10, whatever. And we filmed Prepper Hillbillies. And so my buddy Fred Pangle, really good friend of mine, awesome dude. He was a cook in the Navy, loves his job. When we hang out, he loves to cook for us. He's awesome. He's a great dude. And
nice.
he loves guns, and he's a passionate Second Amendment dude. I mean, obviously. So Fred came in for the show, and of course Barry, and then me. And then we had a few people that would make appearances on the show. But the whole idea was that it was supposed to be basically like we were a group of guys that would go around and help strengthen up the defenses and security of someone's house. So the idea was that people would come to us and say, hey, we got a problem. Someone stole something or did this or did that, or hey, they cut the fence. And we were supposed to come up with all these cockamamie random redneck solutions to fix their problem. Now,
Nice.
some of the solutions are like, um, practical and everything. And then some were just kind of outlandish and silly. So it was kind of cool. I mean, I would love to do more of the show. I mean,
Yeah.
and I will say, filming TV sucks. It's a lot
I
of
heard
work.
that.
It's hard. It's hard. When you watch a TV show, there is so much dang work that goes into it. It's not fun, but the end result is awesome when you see the hard work everybody put in. But
Yeah.
when you're engaging in it, when you're actually doing the filming, it's sometimes you want to rip each other's heads off. It's terrible.
I can imagine that. That's got to be tough, man. Like
It can be.
being out on scene and doing like shooting all freaking day and then coming out and having to reshoot shit during the same time frame so the lighting is the same and yada yada yada, and then when you watch the finished product it's like 4 minutes of
Well, and especially when I'm not trying to be a narcissist here. I mean, I'm the least narcissistic person you'll ever meet. But um, when you're not in control of the production, it sucks too. I mean, like
mm,
if a TV show gave me a budget and they said, "Hey, here's the budget. We want this type of show. Do your thing and turn me loose, right? And just give me a budget and let me have creative control over it." Now that's a different story because
Yeah,
we'll do all kind of crazy stuff, especially once we get the explosives license. I mean, we'll go down the rabbit hole, like what Gunny used to do with mail call. Remember Arlie
yeah,
Ermy with mail call,
yeah.
right? Like that type of format, but really cranked up and juiced up to the next level like crazy.
I
You know,
actually
and
had the pleasure
with
of
the
meeting him.
stuff we did on Gunny Time with Arlie Ermy was a lot of fun too. I got to hang out with Adam Baldwin out in California, went out to Hollywood and got to film with Arlie Ermy. And I got to talk to Arlie Ermy about working with Stanley Kubrick. And that was awesome.
What?
Yeah, because I'm a huge Stanley Kubrick fan. I love
That's awesome.
Stanley's work. So, and I've always loved Full Metal Jacket. It's such a great film. It's
Yeah,
made so well. And when I got to talk to Gunny about it, man, just the respect that he had for Stanley, you know, when you got a guy like Arlie Ermy saying, "Hey, Stanley Kubrick is a tough dude, and he's hard to work for, but he really knew what he wanted," it really helps you have a lot more respect for that person, their work,
yeah,
especially their body of work. But anyway, I digress. But
yeah. No,
it
that's
was
awesome.
awesome. It was really awesome to get to talk to Gunny about working with Kubrick, and that was I'll never forget our conversations about it. It was so cool.
When you were featured on some of the shows with Arlie Ermy as kind of like a subject matter, as a subject matter expert, for I forgot the show name.
Gunny time.
Gunny Time, that's right. And right around that time, actually, I met him at SHOT Show, and he was not very kind to me. But I mean, it was more situational. I certainly don't blame him, and rest in peace. Um, he's a badass, man. He's a tough SOB, and he was trucking around, old as hell, taking pictures, tugging on him, like So I get it, and of course, what did I do? Go up. Oh my God, man! I've been watching my whole life. I'm such a fan. Can we take a pic? No, okay. See, have a good day. you know.
I am doing some more TV work, but I'm under non-disclosure. I can't talk about it, but we're filming in Savannah in a couple of weeks. So
Oh,
it's cool. It's a cool show. Y'all love it.
okay.
I'm just, but again, what made me think about it, I'm going in as a subject matter expert, not really as like talent or anything. But that's what I did on Gunny Time. Was I was going to give the presentation on the origin.
Yeah.
Oztec sent me out there. They wanted me to do the presentation on the origin, which I'm glad I said yes to that one because
Yeah.
getting to
Which
work with Gunny was awesome.
Yeah, that's cool as shit. And the origin, I mean, now, hey, it's an NFA item. How exciting is that? It
Yeah, I mean,
kind of
it's just kind
joking.
of weird to see how things end up working out and the paths that we take in life and the things that we end up doing. And
Yeah.
it's just weird. Like if you would have asked me 15 years ago, hey, you think one day you'll be, you know, working with the guys that made Full Metal Jacket? What? No. It's
Yeah.
just
Right.
it's cool, I love
I
it.
mean, you've been able to work with some awesome ass people, man. Like you've had John Lovell, you've had God, I couldn't even begin to start mentioning. Even when I tried to mention to you all the people that I've had on the channel, I was like, man, I don't know, just lots of cool people. But who's been like the coolest to work with, or who have you enjoyed the most, or someone you may have
Well,
a relationship with?
for a long time we were producing for FPS Russia. I was
Cool.
a producer of that show for probably the last 8 or 9 months that we were filming FPS Russia videos, maybe a year. I
Mm,
produced that show for a year. So the last probably 12, 14 videos that FPS Russia put up on the channel, those are ones that we produced. They've got our watermark in them. But
mm,
Kyle is such a cool guy, and I remember when we first started working with Kyle. At first, I was kind of like, "Wow, this guy's a big YouTuber." When you're a YouTuber and you see another guy who's huge, you're thinking, "Wow, this guy's some big hotshot YouTuber." But
yeah.
he was such a genuine guy, so kind, and his sister's amazing. His dad's amazing. I mean, great family, loving family, wonderful family, and Kyle is so awesome, and he is just such a great dude. And I remember starting to work with him was a lot of fun, and he always had ideas that were like next level crazier than mine. I mean,
Yeah.
like, don't get me wrong now. I'm pretty high on the crazy spectrum in terms of the videos I'll do if you let me. But buddy Kyle could take it to the next level, and he always, uh, you know, he came up with the craziest things. And I remember thinking, no, there's no way we're doing. There is footage that I cannot show you that we filmed with him. If
Mhm.
I could show it, oh my God, it would get millions of views. There's one particular shot, and there's a very short list of people that know about this, and I can't tell anyone, okay? But there is a shot that is so, I'm telling you, it's so insane. If I could show it off, oh, dude, it'd be in the news. It's
That's crazy.
crazy. It was so crazy. His network was like, we can't show this. Like, delete the footage. We didn't delete the footage.
You're
We
like,
we're
yeah,
not gonna
sure, beep.
delete that. But dude, we had so much fun filming with
That's
him.
awesome.
So working with Kyle was great. Working with Arlie Ermy was awesome. Obviously, I mean, Arlie Ermy, hello. And getting
Yeah.
to work with Adam Baldwin. I mean, it's just so many great people. You know, different YouTube channels. I've collaborated with so many YouTube channels, and dude,
Mhm.
everybody's just awesome. You know, meetings. You know, getting to be friends with Tim at Military Arms Channel. I mean, like, dude, I love Tim to death. He's such an awesome guy.
Yeah.
You know, getting to
Yeah.
work with Mr. Guns and Gear and getting to do stuff with John Lovell and getting to do stuff with Shermichael and John over at Guns Out TV. I mean, dude, we've had such a great time, man. We filmed so much stuff. It's so
Yeah.
cool to think about it in retrospect, for sure.
That's awesome, man. That's I think that's something that you know we need to do more of is come together on a positive note and you know share more, bring people together, you know, get content out together and kind of elevate each other, lift each other up. Like, dude, the fact that you're coming on a channel right now that has 3,000 subscribers is nuts. You have 2.6 million subscribers. Like you have like beyond the viewership of CNN on YouTube. Like that's crazy. So the fact that you're doing shit like this, man, I'm grateful for you. Thank you.
Dude,
And
I'm just a regular guy, man. Like I love talking to people. I like meeting people. I like, you know, getting to know like-minded folks. I mean, that's what I do this for. And you know, I would go on a person's channel had 3 million followers or 3,000 followers. Look, I'm always down for a good talk. And thing is, you know, early on when we were, you know, just got started doing YouTube stuff, yeah, there were some larger channels that kind of helped, you know, shout me out a bit and help me grow and all. And hey, would I be where I'm at now if I didn't have some people shouting me out and supporting me and having my back? So, I mean, how is there going to be other people doing what I'm doing now if we don't raise up the people that are up and coming and want to do the same stuff too? You know,
yeah, yeah.
it's
Same
all about
thing
supporting the
for
community. For me, this has always been about community. And what is a
uh,
community but comprised of the very people that support and respect that community? So, you know,
hell yeah.
we're all dudes here, just doing our thing. You know.
Hell yeah, man. John Crump Live, a face that you're familiar with. Thank you for the super chat, brother. He says, "Who is this sexy beast, Dark?" And ask him about his reality show. I think we may have already touched on it.
Yeah,
Maybe,
I think we discussed.
yeah, we've gone down that path, John. But I was late getting that super chat, so John, thank you for your patience.
Okay,
Dude,
Zach, we're gonna do some patches, Zach. He said, "Help me grow, Eric." All right, cool. We'll
he
do a patch with you.
he is great, man. I mean, you're right. CNN is a low bar. I shouldn't have. They don't even deserve to be mentioned, guys. But I did it kind of as a jab, right? But also to you get it. You know the thing, right?
Dude,
But
we logged 750 million views. That our
fuck,
lifetime viewership, we've logged 750 million views on YouTube. It's pretty crazy.
dude, that's nuts.
Yeah. And I think all those people watching me shoot that Mall Ninja AR, the one with all the mags. That video is like ancient history. It's so awesome. I love it. It's like looking back up on it. I'm so embarrassed. I hate that video so much. I hate it.
Dude, you gotta love. It's like the X-Men origin Deadpool, right? Like, you know, it's not what you become, but it's you know what you were, and you gotta honor it, dude. I've done some of the stupidest shit on YouTube and some of the craziest shit, and kind of like you said though, I've also had some like people like CRS Firearms has just always been just committed to helping, never asked for a thing. He's always been like taking my call, calling me like, hey, that thumbnail sucked, or you should do this differently, or whatever. Like he's just always been. He's usually more helpful than that, but. CRS Firearms has been great. Kind of us, like we've kind of clicked together with a little group of channels, like our channel and like John Crump and Flying Rich, Shooting Gallery New England, Swamp Dog. There's so many other people out there. I'm gonna forget to name people, so I'll just stop there. But I'm grateful for all y'all. So I appreciate you guys. But yeah, so well, here we go again. Shooting Gallery New England. Will you guys ever go back to gunsmithing/reloading videos?
Okay, that's a great question. I want to address that question. So we've actually been having discussions with YouTube about clarifying some of the policies related to the gunsmithing and reloading content. So we've been kind of holding back off on it. It's not that we don't want to do more. Trust me, I want to do more because I love it. It's awesome. I love working on guns. It's so much fun. But we're seeking clarification now, and we're trying to kind of get ourselves where we need to navigate ourselves to make sure that we can still provide that content. I'm very much committed to providing the gunsmithing reloading content. I want to do more of it. I just got to make sure we don't get like shut down. I mean, I got to keep the lights on. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we are navigating those waters, although a little murky, but I think we're going to get there. The conversation is occurring. So that's a
Oh,
good
yeah.
question.
The video of yours, and thank you, Shooting Gallery New England. I appreciate you. For everyone out there, if you've not subscribed to Shooting Gallery New England, John Crump News, John Crump Live, Flying Rich, Band Talk, there's so many other channels out here. Like most, honestly, guys, a lot of our viewers are actually content creators as well. So click through our folks' channels in here, and you'll see some awesome content creators. Oh snap! And look at this. Speaking of content creators, Jay the Shooter. Actually, not only is he a content creator that's blown up recently, but he's also local to me. We're within half an hour of each other. Jay the Shooter, thank you for the super chat, brother. He says, I need both of you to shoot the full auto Desert Eagle and the full auto FN57.
Well, wait a minute.
That's the guy
Are we
with the full
talking
auto
about
Desert
that
Eagle.
full auto Desert Eagle?
He's the one.
Is this the
Yeah.
guy
This
that's
is the
got that?
guy. So yes,
No,
yes.
really?
So he's actually been on the channel. He was humble enough to come on just as you are and just sit down and just allow me to interview him and have a conversation. He was the one, him and Mr. Wilk, shout out to Mr. Wilk, that converted the first Desert Eagle to full auto that Black Rambo shot. And his channel blew up, and their next conversion was a full auto FN57.
Whoa. You got a full auto 5.7 pistol? Like just
Yes.
the hand?
Yes.
All right, I'll bring the P90 and y'all can run. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dude, we're doing it.
Dude, you know
Does
what?
that mean it's happening?
Yeah, I'll connect you guys.
Did it just happen?
Yeah, I think it did. That was it. That was the magic.
Make that
That's it.
happen?
Guys, the episode's over. Thanks so much. I'm just kidding.
All right, we got to go now.
Yeah,
No,
right?
seriously, dude, I want to shoot that full auto Deagle. Seriously. That
It's
thing looks like a handful.
it is yeah, make sure everyone thank you, choices. Make sure everybody subs to Jay the Shooter as well. So Jay the Shooter also is because so many people were like, because of the way people may perceive his content, he has a video of him dumping 34 rounds out of a Glock in full auto. So he starts getting messages of like, yo, what's up with the switches? And, can I get, so he actually started a consulting company to teach people how to get their 0702. And he instructs them through the whole process, consults with them, and gets them to, manufacturer, seller. It's cool as shit, man.
Going the 0702 route has been so awesome. I would urge anybody who wants to get a group of friends together that if you got 5 or 6 dudes that are real trustworthy and y'all want to go in on it, it's a good way to get into some cool stuff. And man, it can turn into a business. That's what's so cool
Dude,
about it. You know, you can get your dealer account set up. You can order ammo and get a good price. You can build anything you want. I've got 2 AUGs downstairs. I'm about to turn into machine guns. I'll have
ooh,
2 Steyr AUGs, and then
nice.
my sheriff just signed off on a Chris Vector, so I've got one of those on the way. So
Nice.
Jay, I noticed earlier in the commentary, you'd mentioned you got some big mags on the way. That's cool, dude. I've got another really cool piece of hardware that I can't talk about here. I'm under non-disclosure, but it's also in 5.7, and it
Ooh,
goes fast, and it's not a peanut,
oh,
and I'll bring it.
ooh, dude. Honestly, I would love if we set something up.
Yeah,
If we have to find a way to get you here or
yeah,
get us there,
we'll
we'll
do it.
we'll iron out the details and
That
think
sounds
of the
good. That sounds
content.
like a plan.
The content, bro.
I'll
So
bring the
John
mutant.
Crump,
I've got a 7.62 by 39 mutant. That's a machine gun. It is a fire breather.
oh hell yes,
I'll
dude.
bring it, and
That's the mutant is.
I'll fit a couple of drums, and you guys can run some 75 round drums out of it.
Oh, bro, the mutant is like so. I almost just because my poor brain, I almost bought the PSA AR. It's kind of like a mutant. It takes AK mags. I almost got one of those just to kind of curb that thirst. But man, the mutant is like one of my like loves. It looks just like it runs like a freaking top, man.
Well, we'll go up for the pew party July 9th. See, he put it in the feed there.
Yep,
All right,
yep.
July 9th. I'll see what I got on the calendar, and I'll bring a whole truck full of machine guns, and we'll just do
Hell
some
yeah,
craziness.
hell yeah. So John Crump Live says Jay is near the GOA HQ. So that's a new role that you've taken on. And thank you, John Crump. I appreciate you, brother. I don't think I've ever got. I only think there was one other episode where I've gotten you guys just like blowing me up with super chats. And thank you so much. I'm super grateful for it. And guys, you don't have to pay for questions. And here come more. Thank you. Just put them in chat. I will find them. It's just sometimes it's challenging to focus on Eric's beautiful face and the chat. Shooting Guy New England again with the super chat. Thank you, brother. He says, I've shot the full auto mutant. It's life changing.
It's a thing to behold, man. It's a great piece of hardware. I love it. I mean,
Hell
now
yeah.
look, I don't want to get into the debate. Look, I don't want this to go a crazy long time. I know we're getting hard on time here, but I know people talk about AK versus AR, but that's the perfect blend of those two elements. You got 7.62 by 39 out of an AK mag, but you got it out of a bomb-proof AR platform. It's a really fantastic gun. If you ever get an opportunity to shoot one, they're cool.
Yeah, man. Those things look incredible. And Dirt McGirt says, oh, Dark Smitten. I am. I'm honored to have somebody like Eric on here. It's cool, man. It's really cool. I never thought that at this point we would have had like Eric, Brandon Herrera, James Reeves, Jay the Shooter, like all the incredible people that we've had on here. It's like Johnny B, and I didn't think that we'd get here, so I'm super grateful for it. And yeah, so what are you doing now with the GOA?
So I just accepted a position as the Georgia State Director for Gun Owners of America.
Nice, man. Congrats.
We had to talk, over a few weeks, and really a lot longer than that, honestly, because I kind of feel like I met Eric Pratt considerable time back, and he's always just been such a nice fellow, and you can tell just really loves the Second Amendment, tried and true. He's a very staunchly hands off kind of guy when it comes to Second Amendment and shall not be infringed. He's very, very, very line in the sand type of guy, which I can really appreciate
Yeah,
because I'm very much in the same ballpark. So I could tell when I met Eric, that we were, cut from the same cloth, and that's important, right? To be among like-minded people, and just having them come out to range day and just really learning more about the organization. Kind of figured that they really wound up being the type of people I feel like kind of my people.
yeah.
And especially after getting to meet more of them here at this last event we had this last weekend, I could tell I'm among good people, very good people. So I'm going to do the
Oh,
best I can to grow the membership here in Georgia. And we're, not to get too political and ring that bell too hard, but midterms are a thing. We got midterms upon us, and we're trying to put as many good people in office as we can, and we're trying to do the best we can to fight for Georgia's gun rights and national gun rights. But
yeah.
I'm proud to be on board. I'm going to do the best job I can to the best of my abilities.
I know you'll do a good job, man, and congrats on that role. That's awesome. And out of, and not to say anything negative about any other organization, but my preference of organizations to support and to recommend for others to support would be the GOA. And when they say no compromise, they are truly no compromise. So I admire that.
And believe me, it's also important for me to make sure that I'm holding everyone's feet to the fire too. If there's even something going on within my own organization, if I see something questionable, you better believe we all are culpable to each other, and we're honest with each other. And there's a lot of open discourse and open conversation within the organization. So I think that that's good. That open, the open platform to be able to just reach out to anyone. You can talk to anybody. So very helpful group of people that are very passionate, and they really love what they're doing. And I consider myself to be proud amongst them, and to be a part of them and all. I want to mention real quick before I guess we wrap things up here. So I'm flying out this weekend. I'm actually going down to Arizona to go tour the border. We're putting together a YouTube video about the border.
What?
Right now. Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
What's inspired you to do that?
Just want to see it with my own eyes. Tell the world about it. Yeah.
Wow.
Just want everybody to see what's going on with it, and tell the story from our perspective. And we're going to show some stuff off in Tombstone. So I think we're visiting Tombstone, the original town of Tombstone in Arizona, that district. Wow. So down in that area.
Man, that's going to be deep. That's some like documentary level shit right there.
Well, I hope so. We'll see. There's some other reasons for going out, but I will get to see the border. So, I'm probably going to wind up putting together a video about it.
Wow. Yeah, I definitely am eager to see that. That's some shit that we all need to see. And the cool thing is that we'll all get to see it before our current president and vice president do.
Well, sadly, yeah. I mean, it's just all we can do is just try to be there for each other as a community and make sure that we're trying to put good people in office. I mean, things are scary right now, and I think this inflation is going to get worse. I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. Yeah. And I'm hopeful for the future, but I'm also cautiously optimistic, I think, is the way I'm trying to look over the situation. Yeah. So I'm doing the best I can to the best of my ability with the best tools I have available within the means I can do it within. So I think all I can really do is expect that out of my people and myself, and hope that we can pull through this thing and come out smelling like a rose. That's my hope.
I think that's really all we can do. And I think that preparing and being as positive and optimistic as possible is important. And, I think you'll get even more of like a vibe for like, me and the community kind of when we close it out, just in the way that we close out every single stream. Because it's important that we're all there for each other. We all support each other, that we, do not compromise on our own, beliefs, and whether it's the cause, the signal, the whatever you want to call it, that we make sure that we are being, the best steward to making sure that everyone understands that their right that is given to them by God for self-preservation is not for government to intervene on. It's not for government to control, and that shit belongs to you. And don't compromise on it. Corn Pop's Revenge, thank you for the super chat, brother. Eric convinced me. Put a bid on Gunbroker for a mutant. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
What can I say? I'm an enabler.
Yeah, see, even this long after Moss, and you're still selling guns, dude. Look at that.
what I do, man.
It's not, you know what? I'll tell you that maybe 2 weeks ago, I was about to throw a good portion of my retirement to a pre 80 transferable AC 556, and I put in a bid on it, and I was outbid, and I was kind of relieved to be outbid, but at the same time, I really wanted that A team kind of feeling. That's an exceptional firearm, I will say.
We're not going to get into the Ruger Mini 14 right now, but maybe that'll be a future episode.
Yeah, future episode.
All right, look, go to YouTube, and I guarantee you I've never done a video on a Mini 14. So anyway, I'll just leave you with that thought. I haven't made my Mini 14 video yet. I've been compiling the data for almost 2 decades.
Yeah, really. The Gun Foodie, thank you for the super chat, brother. Little known fact, Eric, Chad, and Barry were the first people to hand me a firearm many moons ago before I opened thegunfood.com. Really? That's very interesting. Do you recall that at all?
Check that out.
Yeah, the Gun Foodie runs thegunfood.com, which is an ammunition website, and has a lot of great deals on ammo. And actually, another little known fact is if you use code DARK, you'll receive a discount. What the discount is, you know what? You'll have to figure that out when you type it in, because I don't recall. Somebody privately contacted me and said, ask about Couch Shoot.
About what?
Couch Shoot. COUCH, like a couch that you. Oh, he's referring to when you were inside your home and you fired, I think, a 12 gauge outside of your home.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I shot a shotgun in my living room out the window for a video. In a very, very, very controlled way, of course.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of nowhere, but still, we made sure everything was safe and everything. But yeah.
I trust you. But you did actually fire the 12 gauge.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Shot buckshot right through the front window. Absolutely.
Nice. Okay, so I'll end it on that. Guys, I so appreciate all of you coming out. We had over 100 viewers. A lot of folks were like, "Oh my God, this is a record." We got real close, but I'm sure the next time Eric comes on, we'll hit the record. I don't do a good job of promoting my streams, and which probably doesn't do the best service to Eric, but. Man, I'm super grateful that you took the time to come on with me and chat. And I'm sure it's not needed, but remind everybody who you are, what you do, and where they can find you. And then we'll close it out.
Well, I appreciate you having me on, and I really enjoyed it. I think we had a great talk. And look, anytime you want to do an episode, just hit me up if you need a guest to just pencil in if somebody doesn't show up or something. Hey, real quick before we leave.
Yeah.
Anybody you've been wanting to talk to? Who's a few people you'd like to talk to on the show in the gun?
Oh man, jeez. What would make
on the spot, but
No, it's great. What would make me like just freaking how that's not appropriate. What would excite me a great deal is to get you and Chad on. Like at the same time. And I don't know how easy that would be if we need to manipulate the hours, if we need to do a pre-recorded show, if like to get you and Chad on at the same time, that would be awesome.
We can do that.
And Hickok 45, a lot of people putting some stuff in chat. I may have to put some thought into that. I think.
Let me know if there's people trying to reach out to. I might be able to make a connection for you.
Yeah, I think like you said. there was one guy that you did a video with, maybe even a couple videos, Jerry McCulloch. That would be awesome.
Jerry's awesome.
Yeah, he just seems like such a great person. And John Lovell, oh my God. If I could get John Lovell on, like man, so
I'm sure he'd love to talk to you. I'll reach out to John. I
yeah.
need to talk to him anyway. I haven't talked to him in a while. I
Oh,
need to catch up with his beard, see how he's doing.
yeah, yeah. He's
It
just
looks
such
like
a
he
great
shaved
dude.
recently, so
You
I
know,
won't get to heckle him about his beard.
yeah. Um, my outlook on life is I was actually talking with my brother, and we had a conversation about just kind of the way that like you live life, being meek, and that being meek wasn't weak. That one can be kind and caring and loving and compassionate, and be highly trained and highly skilled in violence, which some of that is kind of how we wrap up the show. You'll hear in a minute, and also be willing to, though we don't have the desire to, be willing to you know open somebody up if we need to, to use violence if we need to. And I think that's the way he looks at like the warrior poet, um, kind of outlook. That's really in line with the way we think, or I think at least. So yeah, I would love to have him on.
Well, I'll definitely give him a chat. He's a real good dude. I think very highly of John. He's
Yeah,
building an awesome platform. I mean, look at what he's got going on. I mean,
yeah,
Warrior Poet Network. I mean,
it's
that's
crazy.
awesome. I mean, he's
Yeah,
done so much with it, and he's turned it into a business. I just think it's fantastic what he's doing.
yeah, I admire like everything that he's doing. Him taking his own thing, building his own platform, like that is so cool. And
I support that. Hey, people successful, do your thing. Like people talk crap about the Black Rifle Coffee guys. I mean, look, I'm not going to get down that can of worms right now.
yeah,
But hey, they're doing their thing. I mean,
yeah,
hey, I'm happy if people are successful.
yeah, yeah,
I love success. I love success stories. I love it
yeah,
when people, have a dream and chase it. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
yeah. We all should celebrate each other,
Heck yeah.
achieving things. And yes, guys in the chat, Mr. Where is he? Mr. Pugio or Pugiot. I actually invited him to come on today because some of the things he was saying in another chat, I was like, man, this guy's one of us. Come on. So, please give him a warm welcoming. MP Pugio, that guy. Um, so I'll end the stream as I normally do. And again, thank you so much for coming on. I would love to have you back on, and definitely, we'll keep the conversation going outside of the stream. But I'll end it as I normally do, and I'll say, be kind. Rule number one is to be kind. You never know, but by you making that small investment that's free to you, that could have a huge impact on somebody else. I mean, you could impact somebody's life. You could tremendously change somebody's life just by being kind. Live a life of care, compassion, contribution. Give to others. A hand that's open to give is open to receive. So bless others, and typically you'll be blessed as well. And we all know that the only way for us to combat evil is for good men to be skilled with violence. So make sure that you are becoming as highly skilled in violence as you possibly can be, and be safe, be dangerous, and keep that thing on you. So that's how I wrap it up.
All right.
Eric, you're the man. If you guys out there have not subbed to Iraq Veteran 8888, I don't know what you've been doing on YouTube, but he's the man. He's pushing 3 million subs. So check him out.
Appreciate y'all.
Any closing thoughts? Any dad advice or anything like that?
Don't take life too seriously. Just have fun sometimes. We get so like wrapped up in trying to work hard all the time, and we're just working and working and working, and you're putting in all that time, and you turn around and realize you didn't really enjoy it. You didn't spend time with the people you want to spend time with. I think it's important, to kind of take a little step back and smell the roses from time to time. I've been guilty of it lately, believe me. I'm a workaholic. I work all the time. I mean, I get up
Yeah.
6, 7 o'clock, and I'm usually not in bed till midnight or better. So I'm always got something going on. But sometimes it can wear down on a person. Don't let it wear down on you. Try to take some time for yourself. Get some rest. Hang out, do things,
Hell yeah.
live a little bit. I guess
Yeah.
that's all I'd add.
Great point.
I
Great
appreciate
advice.
everybody's support over all these years, and we're gonna keep it up. Believe me, we got a lot going on.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff. The channel's gonna get crazier and better. I swear.
I know you do, man. Everything from machine guns to shooting lizards in Florida. I will always click on every notification I get from you. So
You never know what kind of random stuff we're going to get into. So
yeah, man,
definitely subscribe if you're not subscribed.
That's what I love about it, man. So all you guys out there, everyone in chat, you guys, appreciate you so much. Thank you for all the super chats, and you guys be safe. Spend time with your family. A lot of things kind of seem, a little rocky with what's going on in our world. So love on your family, love on your community, and strap up and do an ammo inventory. That too. So that's it. I'm gonna close it out. Thank you guys so much, Eric. Thank you, my friend, and y'all have a good one.